Okay, Tuesday, May the 8th, 2012. Continuing part 4, the final part of the Norfolk Coastal Path. Starting where I left off last time at Cley and its infamous windmill, or famous windmill. 14 to 15 miles today. Weather so far is on my side, but Norfolk coastline being what it is, highly precarious, could switch at any moment. So fingers crossed we'll get through the day without any rain. It's quite blustery. We had a lot of heavy rain last night, so hopefully that's done for now. Quite blustery, temperature's nice and mild, about 15 degrees I think. But as I say, the main issue is rain. So let's hope that stays away, because I really want to get this filmed today. Had problems filming last time I was up here with part 3 of the walk because of the cold weather draining my battery. Shouldn't have that issue today. I need to get done by 20 to 6, which is when the final bus from Cromer to my B&B at West Runton departs. I then need to be on the 7 o'clock train home. So fingers crossed. It's now around 10:45 I should add. Here you get some idea of the age of this place. Okay, I'm stood next to a local artist. So if this particular scene is good enough for his artwork, I'm sure it's good enough for YouTube. Cracking view. Not sure how he feels about the colours, etc, etc. Doesn't really bother me because I've got this on auto mode. But I'm sure from an artist's perspective. And if you don't mind, is it okay if I just have a little...
Totally gratifying bit of cheating. I'm all in favour.
So there you go.
What can you do?
Fantastic little bit of handiwork there. Good stuff. Old church there, we believe that is in the distance. Walking conditions today underfoot are absolutely, as you'd imagine after a night's rain, muddy and slippy. But no worries, I'd rather be doing this than many other things. Plenty of hemlock along the footpath. Look at that fantastic views and bird song. Skylarks everywhere I can hear. Brilliant. Wide open spaces. Spoiled only by what I can see in the distance there. Those horrendous wind farms. Absolutely millions of these black flies everywhere. They seem to love this, as I say, what I believe is hemlock. Which is interesting. Don't think it's cow parsley. Or, what's the other one? I can't think of the third variety. But yeah, they're everywhere. Got to keep your mouth closed, otherwise they're in. Now that's an interesting bird just nearby. Somewhere to my right. Clearly has a nest. Interesting sluice type feature here. Not sure what it is. Seems to have a drainage facility on it. Looking back at Cley. Some kind of goose out there that I don't recognise. And what sounds like a reed, or possibly marsh warbler in the reed somewhere. That song. Delightful views. Nesting bird there. Can't tell what it is. Oh. Not sure what that is. Close by an oyster catcher. Now at Blakeney Point. Not sure if I should be out here, but I am. Don't fancy walking 8 miles on shingle. It is actually Blakeney Point, 8 miles to my left there. And I'm actually stood on Cley Beach. And there in the distance you can see those horrendous wind farms. A few hangers on from the bank holiday weekend, or perhaps even retired locals. Fair few people about though. Skylarks up in the air, as you can hear. Such a variety of bird life down here. Information board here about the changing coastline and rising sea levels. Pretty tough shingle walking at the moment. But I'm hoping I can get onto this grass and that'll take me where I need to be. Otherwise there's 4k of it. That didn't last long. So we're back on the shingle. Tide's not out far enough to walk on the firmness of the beach, so gonna have to bear with it. Tide is this raised bank back on the beach. It's easier on the shingle itself. As you can see over there, tide's just turning and going out, but I'll be long gone by the time it's completely out. The salt marshes across a place called Granborough Hill on the map, and in the distance there the little village of Salthouse and its church. And in the distance there ahead of me are the hills of Sheringham, I do believe, way over there. Which of course we will be walking in a few hours time. Gorse adds a lovely colour to the background here. Looks like a bit of rape there I just passed. Nesting duck. Brown colour, not sure what that is. Closer view of Salthouse, I believe it is. Clouds are a bit ominous now. A few spits of rain coming from those as well. But hopefully the sun will prevail. Not sure if that's what they call sea cabbage. Certainly looks like one. outcrop of them here. Interesting bird there, I can't quite make out what it is. One of the chat family anyway, I should imagine. Great shot. I really need to put my reading glasses on, because the problem is I can't see what I'm trying to identify on the camera. So that'll have to be done at home. Just reached the car park at the National Trust's Granborough Hill, and for the timekeepers amongst you, it's taken me an hour and a half to get here. Walking on that shingle, albeit that I avoided a lot of it, certainly slows you down. There's another one of those warblers. Wish I had my glasses. Annoying, I can't identify it. Granborough Hill is a bird reserve, so it's no wonder there's plenty of bird life around, and twitchers to go with it. As you can tell, I'm now up on the hill. Tide is now far enough out for beach walking, but I'm going to try and continue persevering with this shingle ridge. Dead starfish, obviously got blown up off the beach. Ruined church over there by the looks of it, in the middle of nowhere. Just had a 15-minute shower of rain, so I was unable to film, but not really much missed because it was just shingle beach plus this MOD land at Kelling Hard on the map. Now on the fringes of the village of Weybourne with its windmill. And the skylark's out singing again, so the rain must have passed in his opinion, which is good news. Onward journey, straight ahead there. It's either a stone or a wood or a windchat. One of the chat family, pretty sure. Right, 5 miles done so far, and 2 3/4 to Sheringham, so on track. And for those that need refreshments, there's a little tea bar in this car park at Weybourne. Now coming away from the shingle beach and are climbing up on much easier walking grass. Obviously now you get the issue of slump, and in a minute we'll see those two houses that are on the very periphery of slumping it down. Still there after all these years since I last did this one. Another shot of the windmill at Weybourne, plus the landscape around the village, and the Muckleborough Museum. Military museum, that is. Oh, those 5 cottages are very precariously balanced near the cliff edge there. In fact, the end one looks like it's uninhabited now, and it's got clear signs of subsidence on the walls. Had another shower of rain, which is a shame because just by the gate there, I was watching during the shower some sand martins landing on the path and picking up bits of mud and other linings for their nests. So they must be nesting on this cliff face somewhere. Now entering the Trust's Sheringham Park. Still continues to rain, albeit not sufficiently enough for me to put on my waterproof. Memories up there of times gone by. One of them's been converted into a bird hide by the looks of it. Bit of nostalgia there. The old Norfolk Railway, puffing down to halt. That's it. That's my money's worth, I think. Well, you might be able to hear it now. What a delightful sight in Norfolk. Skylarks all around. Fantastic. Meadow pipit, I think. Hasn't got the crest of a skylark. The Sheringham Golf Club, of course, and lunch is going to be had where it was the last time I did this walk, up there on top of Sheringham Hill, or whatever it's called. Up on Sheringham Hill by the lookout station, the Coast Guard. I like the solar panels. Not much sun around at the minute though. In fact, we've just had yet another shower, and you can see where I've come from. Absolutely pouring down over by those cottages now, in the murky distance there. Looking down towards the railway line. And the sun's out behind me, over by Mark's place up on the hill. Very localised weather. Chairs look very tempting. Might have my lunch up here, take a gamble. Then again, I might not, because those rain clouds are getting a bit closer. Get a great view of Mother Nature at work here. Cliff erosion, shingle, chalk bed, sea. The all-powerful sea. It's rather sad, isn't it? Looks like someone's mum went over at this point. So a ghost could be wandering these cliffs right now. Most original location, but this will do for lunch. It's dry and got a reasonable view. Anyway, it's 2:15. I will have now completed about 8 miles of the walk, so still a fair few to go, 6. Let's hope we can get it done. Dinner is served. Okay, lunch has been had. I've just come across this interesting tide clock. Tide's on its way out now, according to this, I believe. Sheringham's new modern museum as opposed to traditional arts and crafts going on the beach while the tide's out. Some kind of worm they're digging for, I bet. Famous toilet, former toilet, that was sold at auction for 110,000. Phil saw potential there as a holiday home, but didn't bid that high. Back on the hump again, as they call it locally. West Runton again now. And I see in this distance there that house we saw yesterday in the woods, but from the other side. Amazing place. And he's designed it in such a way, or built it in an area where he retains a sea view from all that way away. That's up near Mark's house in the woods. Phenomenal. Very mild now, still spitting, but not as heavy as it was. A bit brighter over that way. Don't think I'm going to get to Overstrand today. Possibly Cromer. Need to be on that 20 to 6 bus, which is the last one. I believe that's my destination, Cromer Church in the distance. Information board about Beeston Regis Nature Trail, and another, and this is said nature reserve. Lovely, this plant, whatever it is. As I say, I suspect hemlock. And another. Tonight's homeward journey, traditional flint cottage. Walking away from the sea now, we're going up this lane to Beeston Regis Heath. Tank full of traditional English bluebells. So told by the fact that so I'm told, the bells only hang on one side, not in bunches like the Spanish. And they're a darker shade of purple as well. Delightful. Yeah, lovely. Okay, so whereas I turned right here the other day and went up there towards that house, Right now we're going to enter the National Trust's Beeston Regis Heath up this lane. Now entering a phase of the walk that involves delightful mixed woodland walking, some of which I did yesterday. Can be quite muddy in places underfoot though, particularly after heavy rain. Now walking down the lane we followed yesterday towards Sandy Lane. Delightful mixed woodland. Just seen a roe deer, I think it was, one with spots. Some great views out to sea. Now we've got the calm after the storm of this morning. Sun shining, very pleasant and mild. Delightful. Now at the National Trust's Roman camp, which is not a Roman camp at all. There's a name given to it by Victorian carriage men, they reckon, to encourage people to come up here. So they got fairs. Anyway, it is the highest point in Norfolk and is a beacon and will be lit next month apparently to commemorate the Queen's pageant, Diamond Jubilee. Great view from up here, as you can see. Hence that's why it was a beacon. And there's the flagpole. Delightful now, weather-wise. Shame it wasn't like this all day, but there you go. Win some, you lose some. Walking back down the lane we walked yesterday towards the Caravan Club for the start of the other walk. Much as I dislike rhododendron, as been noted before, not quite in flower yet, but will add some great effect to this canopy. Caravan Park. Another tunnel of trees where we walked yesterday as well. A bit muddier today though, following last night's rain. Okay, 2.5 miles to go to Cromer. That's around an hour's walking. Still don't think I'll get to Overstrand though, unfortunately. Simply because the buses don't tie in, that's the trouble. Now following a different kind of scenery towards Cromer, only 1.5 miles to go. Okay, Cromer Pier a mile. It's good to know. Absolutely delightful afternoon now. Clearly on the edges of Cromer. There's a church in Cromer that I filmed earlier. This last sort of mile or so is a bit urban, but there you go. I suppose it has to be. Okay, so not down at the pier, but I'll use this church as the finishing point. As you can see, it's 5:20, 20 minutes to my bus. Although I've just been offered a lift back by someone in Budgeons. Turned her down though. Didn't think it was right. Yeah, so as I was saying, before I got cut off there, turned her down because I didn't think it was right. So, that's 14 miles done today. It took a bit longer than I thought it might do because of the weather, the shingle, etc, etc. But part 4 completed. I'm not happy that I haven't done the bit to Overstrand. That's going to have to be done and tagged on later via the magic of YouTube. Very pleasant walk, nice variety of scenery. The whole of the coastal path is very interesting, all of it's different, and a great walk. Well, actually I couldn't finish this walk without coming to the pier, and as you can see, We're at the juncture here of two walks. The Weaver's Way going to Great Yarmouth, 61 mile, and Hunstanton, 47. There is the Pavilion Pier, theatre even. Not sure if the Stranglers have played here sometime in the years gone by, I'm sure they have. And here's the famous Hotel de Paris, very salubrious.
Don't jump, it's not worth it. Sorry.
And that's the ongoing walk to Overstrand, which remains to be done. Apparently a lot of that's fallen into the sea now, so another issue to contend with, and a reason for getting it done sooner rather than later. Okay, that's it, end of this walk.